Woo! All right, we got a jam-packed weekend. NXT and Great American Bash. We got Saturday night's main event. I was like, we got AEW All In, and we got the Women's Evolution 2. I keep doing the 2, and I was like, that's 4. But this whole thing basically comes as like a booking war. Like, is WWE putting this on to basically take out AEW? Yes. Are they doing this, and will it matter? I say it won't. So, I think in the whole thing of all of it, that none of this really is mattering, and WWE is really just sort of being petty. Now, we sort of put this on Triple H and Nick Khan, but a lot of times I'm like, to me, these type of decisions don't really happen unless the top people say something. Like, when we're talking about, like, people, excuse me by that, headphone people or whatever, how you're listening. But when we're talking about, like, cuts and stuff like that, like, yes, is there a final say-so that they get to have? Yeah, but it gets brought up to them by those that actually have the real money. This is another situation where it's like, I think that, hey, yeah, I could think we could go, like, with Nick Khan of being like, oh, him and all the other people's like, oh, let's do something to get AEW, and then Tripp's gonna be like, oh, well, how about we do this and this? That doesn't mean that they're masterminds of it. But the reason I think that this really doesn't matter, and this really just is a petty thing, is because I feel like this all just sort of hurts WWE. Now, if you're one of those people that's like, hey, if I go down, everybody in here going down, then hey, then it will work. I think that if that's your model, then I was like, yeah, I think that it could work. But I don't think that while you can work that way, I still don't think it really matters. And the reason I say that is because WWE in this situation, I think, hurt themselves, while AEW just really stayed about the same. Because if you're an AEW stan and you love AEW, then you're going to still watch All In, regardless of all those other shows going on. Also, if you hate WWE and their agendas, then you're still going to watch AEW. AEW's whole pay-per-view, which is like its WrestleMania, is going to take precedent over NXT Great American Bash and Saturday Night Main Event, where the whole headline is Goldberg versus Gunther. Which, let's be honest, while if you want to, like, when you want to say like ticket sales sold out, all that other stuff, and you're competing like that, cool. I was like, they're not the same stadiums, but I can understand that. If you're just talking about like eyeballs being taken off AEW to let me go see this over here, first of all, now in this day and age, and I know like times is hard, but guess what you could do? I can look at this on my phone, and I got my TV right there. Some people got multiple TVs. Some people got multiple monitors. Guess what? I can watch both things, so guess what? It doesn't really matter. Also, while I was like, I can go back to really see WWE over AEW. The thing is that if you are committed to AEW, like, this is for the people that watches both, not really just stay and die hard. You can always go back and watch WWE. But AEW, you have to really pay for that pay-per-view. There's really no other way that you can really watch it outside of this. So they have what to me, like, how like other, like, you know, like where like basketball, football, all that other stuff, where it's like they're live. Yes, you can go back and watch it, but most people want to see it actually happen. The finals are going on, you're watching it. The Super Bowl is going on, or the playoffs for football, you're watching it. You don't really want to have necessarily the delay. It's almost like having spoilers. This is sort of the same thing. Like, if you can watch AEW, it's live, it's here. You really don't have the replay value of it in the same way that you do WWE. You can always come back to WWE. So, from that standpoint, I was like, once again, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I was like, so the thing where I feel like WWE really is hurting itself is, if you tell me like those 3 events, look, as somebody who I'm not one of those people that watches everything wrestling all the time, but I'm not watching NXT. I'm not. Saturday Night Main Event, yeah, I'll catch it. Evolution, I'm definitely watching that one. So you're already down one show that's going to get my attention, where I'm like, I don't care about that, not at all. And Saturday Night Main Event, to be honest, I was like, how my stuff is, I'm gonna have to just catch that on replay. So, but you'll still count. You'll still get the viewer count however they calculate all that other stuff. But also, besides that main event, to be honest, Goldberg your headline. There's really nothing else here that really is going to be the draw that you need. So therefore, I can watch the Goldberg match because it's going to be short enough that you're gonna just be able to catch it. Where AEW All In has like setting up for like this their blow off huge main thing where you got John Moxley, Adam Hangman Page, you got that whole ordeal, you got Mercedes Monet and Tony Storm. You got all your top people. Not only are your top people all in like matches against other top people, they're also at like top storylines as well too. That it makes that it's like there's nothing that really is going to topple that. It's basically if like WrestleMania had all their stars and like something where they was hitting on all these storylines at the same time too, which they're really kind of not. So I think there's that, and also let's also not be honest. Like AEW is at their crescendo of storyline and all this other stuff for their PLE pay-per-view, whatever. WWE is not. A lot of this stuff is sort of makeshift. Even though I was like, I sort of gave the benefit of doubt on Evolution and the storyline that being built there. They're really kind of just, they're kind of like they're pieced together better, I think, than the other ones. But they're there. The Saturday Night Main Event, I was like, it's always kind of whatever it is, to where I'm like, oh, okay, it's that. So to me, I think this really just does more against WWE and their stuff because they can be doing too much to them. Also, the importance and stuff like that, like I said, it's not like this was SummerSlam. If it was SummerSlam, all right, now y'all really competing head to head, and you might actually do something against AEW because we'll also be expecting something crazy to happen there. And also, the Evolution is not really fighting against AEW. So you jam packing the weekend, which I don't actually think is like too crazy, but in this sense of trying to fight a weekend AEW, I don't. It's not going to be significant enough for this to be a thing to where I think will they keep doing it? I think they might still keep doing this at least maybe like the year out, and then they'll review everything. But it's not worth it. It's not worth a damn because if you pay your $50 to watch AEW, guess which one you watching first? The one you paid money for. Not the free one that's technically on regular TV, that the main attraction, is only going to be like maybe 5 minutes. And some of the other matches there's too that's like you'll want to see, but they're not something that's going to take over necessarily the timeline. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that nothing crazy or nothing like that can happen at the Saturday Night Main Events. It's just that it's nothing in comparison to what they're about to do over at AEW. Whether Mox wins or loses is going to be a big story and take over everything. So we'll see. WWE might pull something out their ass and just be like, boom, this is what you're looking for. Other than that, nah. But anyway, do you think that this booking is beneficial to WWE? Does it make any sense? Or do you think it's petty in a way that's kind of like unnecessary? Especially when you the big dog and you over here trying to crush out you're being a bully, but it's kind of like what it's like when you don't even really need to be. Like it's like nothing's going wrong with you to have the benefit of like how we later on in life see that how bullies have other stuff going on in their lives. Not that's a reason to do it, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, let me know what y'all all think. Until then, let's see how this weekend go. 100 subscribers.
Yeah, we party till the sun up. You ain't liking what we doing? Shut up. You ain't liking what we doing? Shut up.